big, overweight, just there's nothing attractive about the statue. Overpowering, masculine black woman. That's what the statue gives. It does not give anything feminine, soft, strong.
I'm not mad at that statue. You know why? Because I look like that. Your cousin, your mama, your auntie.
She literally looks at dark-skinned women, fat, black, and ugly, and monsters. This is how she feel about herself.
It's not just a statue. I said, so you're calling black women, you're doubling down and saying you're calling a black woman fat, black, ugly. Someone can mistake you for a transgender.
In Times Square is wild. Like, they really think we're a joke. Like, that big behind 12-foot overweight black woman in the middle of Times Square, that is what they chose to represent us. Like, that's what they think about us, y'all. Big, overweight, just there's nothing attractive about the statue. There's nothing appeasing. It's like this monster of a black woman who's dominating. Like, y'all know what it gives, this aggressive, overpowering, masculine black woman. That's what the statue gives. It does not give anything feminine, soft, strong, powerful, fit. No, it's a big, black, fat, overweight woman in the middle of Times Square to take pictures of. Y'all, they really be playing with us. And until we recognize what is happening out here, they're going to keep playing with us. They're going to keep playing with us because we play with ourselves. Baby, this is wild. Wild. Wild.
She's right. It's very wild. But you know what's more crazy? Woman had a nerve. Yes, this happened. They had a nerve to come at her for speaking the truth, questioning her, instead of saying, we shouldn't be represented in that way. That's not a good way. But you know what some of them did? They obliged and said, that's me. I kid you not. Watch this.
Black and ugly in Times Square is wild. Like, they really think we're a joke. Like, that big behind 12-foot overweight black woman in the middle of Times Square, that is what they chose to represent us.
I'm not mad at that statue. You know why? Because I look like that. Your cousin, your mama, your aunties, we all look like that.
They won't listen. They never listen.
Why?
Said I look like that. Your cousin, your mama, your aunties, we all look like that. Why is that okay? You know what she pretty much said? This is what she's pretty much saying. I will never change for nobody. I won't change for you. I won't change for you. I won't change for you. And definitely not for a man.
Real talk.
That's pretty much she look. Your mama, your auntie. She says like that. Your aunties, we all look like that.
Well, whoever she is, she's fat.
Pretty much saying it's okay. It's okay they said that. They're telling the truth. That shouldn't be your truth. That shouldn't be the truth. Like, overweight, sloppy.
Not everybody an IG, Facebook model. Everybody not shaped the same. Most of us look like that. So for you to say something like that, and we have it as black women, we have it hard as it is anyway.
It's not
But
right.
it's not like, you know, oh my gosh. If it's not one thing, it's another. But I'm not mad at the statue. That's the realistically how majority of us women look. Without surgery, without any enhancement.
Yes, we are both unhealthy.
It's without anything. As our body go through changes, you know, having children. Some of us don't work out. Some of us, you know, life be lifing, and we, you know.
No excuses. I repeat, no excuses.
It's in our bloodline and our genetics to be built a certain way.
No, it's
And
not.
I'm not mad at it at all. All of us can't be small. And like I said, an IG model, basically. It's just amazing how us black women, and I heard the statue is based off a real person. A person who probably seeing your video, hearing the things you say, and just imagine how she feel. But I'm not mad at it. That is normal. That's realistic. Like, come on now. Just a girl. That's her name, Just a Girl. Girl, bye.
That's normal. That's realistic. So what they're pushing and they're promoting, and the fact that it was a girl is worse. Heart disease, high blood pressure. That's not genetics. I bet you'll say that. Oh, my auntie got that. Yeah, your auntie was eating fat back as well. I used to indulge as well. I did. But it's not right. You know who told us it's not right? God told us it's not right. It says right there in the Bible what we shouldn't eat and what we should eat. And I bet you eat what he says we shouldn't. And then when it comes time for judgment, oh, it was okay. My pastor said it was okay. Instead of doing the research yourself. Man, it's a hard thing. The reason why it's so hard is because we're dying because of it. Black people are dying because of it. I remember my father, right? He had diabetes. I used to always tell him, don't eat like that, right? He would always eat like sandwiches, processed meat. At the time, I had vegan food in the house, right? Because I was staying there for quite a while. I was staying there. I was in my 30s. I came home, stayed home for about a year. Then I moved to upstate New York. So as I'm staying there, they ran out of food. He ate my vegan food. Then the next day he got paid. He got regular food again, all the processed garbage. He used to get gout, everything. Sad situation. You know what he used to say to me? Everybody was like that. It's fine. Black fatigue. It's real.
Big, overweight, just there's nothing attractive about the statue. There's nothing appeasing. It's like this monster.
Always complaining. It's hot. I'm hungry.
This monster of a black woman who's dominating. Like, y'all know what it gives? This aggressive, overpowering, masculine.
She blocked me. She blocked me. She was live just recently, and at first I was watching, and then I was like, let me go in, because she's doubling down on what she said in her video. So, I just wanted to go in, peacefully and ask a couple of questions, because she said she can state her opinion, she can say how she feels, and we're mad at her stating her opinion. She's not going to take the video down, and da-da-da-da-da. So I was like, okay, well, if you have the opportunity and the open floor to say your opinion, then I can say mine. So I went in there and I attempted to try to say my opinion, but this is what they do when they double down and then they get called out for it. They always want to block you. Because I asked her, I said,
What you have to say is irrelevant. You represent everything wrong about the statue. And you wonder why she blocked you. Like, lady, you're actually bigger than the statue.
Real talk alert.
If the statue was a real person, you would trump the statue. You're bigger. Like, if the statue was a rhino, you'd be an elephant.
Emotional damage.
Pretty much knocking the statue over. Actually, I was just watching videos very recent, like, had it been like 20 minutes ago. You're the elephant. And you wonder why she blocked you? I want to hear what you're going to say now.
Just like how it was when E. Kane came out and said, she's a dark-skinned woman and she's not going to benefit from the same spaces and places that E. Kane gets to benefit from because she benefits from colorism. So I kind of posed that to her. I said, well, you being a dark-skinned woman, you kind of get the same types of stereotypes or the same type of judgment or the same type of derogatory slur thrown at you for being a dark-skinned woman. So it's good to say that that's okay for people to state their opinion.
No. Not the same. Not the same. They see black woman as fat, angry, black woman. This has nothing to do with dark skin. This has to do with being angry, fat, black woman. And you look like it. And you have a nerve to come at her? I can imagine how she felt. Like, who is this lady? already talking to me about what I said. You're the why I said it. You're the reason she said it. And you're questioning her? You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
About you being a dark-skinned woman. And I said, I told her the person that she's talking about is a real woman. Like, it's not just a statue. I said, so you're calling a black woman, you're doubling down and saying you're calling a black woman fat, black, ugly.
You can't make this up.
You feel that that's okay. She said that, yeah, that's how she feels. And, she's trying to, basically excuse it by saying other women call other women ugly. And when other women call other women ugly, have videos of calling other women ugly, nobody says anything about it, blah, 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 blah. So I also doubled down and said to her, I said, well, the same can be said about you. Like, you can experience transphobia because with your features, and let's just be clear, you talk about feminine and that the statue don't look feminine, but you as well have strong, manly looking features.
Shame, shame, shame. Shame is one of the 4 major arrows of a low value woman.
Someone can mistake you for a transgender because you look strong in the face. You
Shame.
do. You look more masculine than a statue with your features. So the same could be said about you. Not only are you dark skinned, but you look manly. And then she blocked me.
Of course she blocked you. Ah, man. Ah, yeah. The retardation, I tell you.
She say that when she was growing up, people used to call her black and ugly. My mom is dark skinned, and I took it personal. When she told me it, I took it personal. And, I think I've always been on this mission to make sure people understand that black is beautiful, right? Because there are a lot of black girls in this world that never had the privilege of growing up being told that they were beautiful. I don't think y'all understand.
She made sure she got a screenshot of her mid talking. So she looks ugly. Shameful.
The statue. She literally looks at dark-skinned women
No, she doesn't.
that are heavyweight as fat, black, and ugly and monsters. This is how she feel about herself. Feel however you want about yourself, but you don't push that on nobody else. And you for sure don't get on social media and probably.
All right. I'm gonna stopping it, guys. But you guys see what's happening. They want it to be okay to be that way, and nobody says nothing about it. You shut your mouth. I'm gonna be fat. You shut up. I'm not ugly because my mama said I'm pretty. My mama said I'm gorgeous. Your mama lied. Your mama told you can get your degrees and get a man too. You get a man anytime, baby. You go and get that degree. That's what they say. You go and get that degree and get yourself an education and worry about the men's later. Now look at you.
Probably say some crazy ass like that. And then to double down on it. And then before it was ever criticized, people were laughing in the comments. So had she not been held accountable, had people not got upset with her, she would have literally pushed that. And it's one thing to want to go viral. It's one thing to post rage bait, but it's another thing to really post harmful ass shit, right? And you really cannot speak on this unless you're a black woman, because y'all don't understand to be singled out because you're black, or because you have dark skin, or because you have nappy hair, or because you're overweight. It was wrong, and I mean so utterly offensive. Y'all don't understand. Y'all always talk about trigger warning. Now, if my mom saw that video and somebody said fat, black, and ugly, how would that make my mom feel? What would that make my mom think about?
You going to the gym today?
She's probably fat.
She's ignorant. And for her to look like this at base level and to be calling anybody fat, black, or ugly.
Now look at this.
Big, overweight, just there's nothing attractive about the statue. There's nothing appeasing. It's like this monster, overpowering, masculine black woman. That's what the statue gives. It does not give anything feminine, soft, strong, powerful, fit. No, it's a big, black, fat, overweight woman in the middle of Times Square to take pictures of.
Fat, black, or ugly
is wild to me. Because you're black, you look like the statue. Like I said, feel however you want to feel about yourself. You don't post that shit. don't put that shit in the public and say that on other people. Now, it's not me, it's them because they're fat. No, you just really hate yourself.
Nothing to do with hating yourself. Let me get on to the next video.
Older women who complain about their man chasing a younger woman was once that younger woman chasing a older man. They wanted someone to take care of them, you know, someone they can benefit of, you know, from. Ain't that about a bitch? Like, ladies, if you're older, think about what your young self was doing to get that fucking man and how to keep that man. As you get older, you feel entitled. You feel like, oh, I've been with him for years. I deserve this. I put up with this. I did. Ain't that's what the fuck you supposed to be doing? Because that man is staying, putting up with all your bullshit, and you deny him of the love you gave once when you first got him. Oh, I'm tired. I've been working. I've been doing this. He been working. He been tired. He don't get. He feel like you my wife, or my woman. You supposed to be giving this time and attention, you know. But y'all don't want to hear it though.
Of sexually, what would a younger man really offer you? He's playing Mario Kart. He's getting all that.
He coming over there eating your kids' fruit snacks, and there's nothing wrong with it.
Most women like a man they can look up to. Most women like that a man can take control. Most women like that a man is what he is, the protector and the provider.
Sure.
Even if she works, like most women like that. Most young men, even if they're serious, right? Even if they're not, you know, playing games or whatever. Most young men haven't gotten to that point. Most men won't get to, you know, a height of their career until they're like 30 to 35, right? So other than her being a motherly figure, because that's where it'll end up falling, because she'll be able to teach you stuff, your mama. She'll be able to buy you stuff, your mama. She'll, you know, she's nurturing your mama. Like, what would she get out of that relationship other than another kid to nurture?
Yeah, it's true. So, you know, you find that older ladies, they get with the younger men, but it's not benefiting them. They want the older men, but older men have checked out, and with good reason. Why would we stay? Why would an older man stay around and take care of a used up woman with baggage and drama and bills? That's what they're bringing. Bills, because they're not investing in themselves. So by the time they hit 30s and 40s, it's like, what am I getting into? And you'll see in this next video from what this woman says, and she's in her 60s, and you can see that the example of she hasn't been responsible in her life. Take a look at it.
So I'm a lady in her 50s. I am finding it very difficult to get employment. No one wants to employ me, unfortunately, at my age. So I'm on Job Seeker. I'm paid $500 a week, and that is inclusive of my rental allowance. My rent is $450 a week. So I'm expected to live off $50 a week. And I'm not unusual. It is really difficult to find a job out there if you're a woman over 50.
A lot of women do say that. Just explain to me the kind of discrimination you feel like you've faced. What's happened?
Oh, I went to one job interview because I'm at uni. I'm doing a master's in counselling. I was advised to change my CV, maybe take 10 or 15 years off.
Why are you doing a master's in counseling? You see that? She's 50 years old, 50-something years old, trying to find a job, paying $500 some odd dollars for job seekers. That's why I'm happy I learned what I learned, and I show what I show, and I teach what I teach, because young men don't have to go through this. She's going to school, wasting more money.
Is off, which I did. I went for this job interview, and the gentleman who was doing the interview was horrified when he saw me.
How do you live on that income when you're paying that much rent?
Well, I've also got dependents. So I've got two 18-year-old boys, twins, who Centrelink deem as dependents till they're 22. They help me out. So we have to pool our money in together. And my ex-husband is very, very decent. He helps me out with my energy bills. So yes, I have to rely on my friends.
My story is not dissimilar to many others in the same demographic. I am a senior, and along with my husband, we have been renting in Victoria. My husband retired from gainful employment at the back of COVID-19 pandemic, which means reduction in our income. I am now the sole breadwinner in our coupling. And to tell you with some level of certainty, there's no way we're all able to afford a housing in Australia on our own. So what this means is, into the future, there's that big worry hanging on our heads. Older Australians are at the risk of more rental stress, and also at the same time, and at worst, maybe homelessness. So I'm looking to this budget and to our politicians to actually do the right thing for all older Victorians and Australians as a whole.
This is crazy because they didn't get their ducks in a row and they're older and they're scrambling. Times are hard, and it's never too late to get yourself together. That's why if you're a 30-year-old, 40-year-old young man, because you're still young, look at these people. They're 60, 50, they're old. And they look old too. They're not working on themselves. They're not exercising. I hate to judge how they look, but I'm just being real. What have you done with your life? They just wasted away. And it's much more than that. We're supposed to treat our bodies as a temple. We're supposed to do right with our finances. And I'm learning more and more as I go, and I have to implement that. And that's what I'm doing now.
Dating a guy that's almost a decade younger than me. And I'm going to tell you guys if I highly recommend it or if I don't. For context, he's in his mid-20s and I'm in my mid-30s. I think, all in all, we're 7 years apart in age.
She'll be my sugar mama.
When we first started dating, everyone was like, what's going on? Before I started dating him, I actually was going for guys at my exact age up to 50. Some people like to say that that's weird, but I don't give a fuck. I'm not really out here caring what people think, obviously. I have never been treated this good in my whole entire life. Younger men who know what they want and who are basically 40-year-olds and 26-year-old bodies are the biggest gentlemen ever. I was like, what's going on? I'm gonna tell you guys right now why our relationship works. Balance. I'm more of an extrovert and he's more of an introvert, and I really think we balance each other out in different ways, because there are some times where I might be a little bit more young-minded about something and he's a little bit more mature about it, and then vice versa. There's some things that he's a little bit more young-minded about and then I'm more mature about, and we really balance each other out well, to the point where we complement each other on almost 95% of things in our life. I always thought I needed an older guy to do that with, if that makes sense. I also have to say, I think that's my theory on how I've stayed so young looking, is because my constant environment is somebody that looks younger than me and does kind of stuff that's a little bit younger, and I think it's helped me upkeep my beauty in a way. People always ask me what's my beauty secret, and I'm like, I think it's my boyfriend. I'm gonna leave you guys with one last thing before I go finish up the rest of this makeup. If you're thinking or having a younger guy pursue you, who's legal, by the way, don't be Ash Trevino out here, okay? Don't be her, okay? I say go for it.
I just want to tell people my beauty secret. I won't look young. I have to say it's my boyfriend. It's your makeup. That's making you look young. Peel the layers off. Peel all those layers back. The age. You will see the age. You will see she looks every bit of mid 30 years old. And can't hit him one time. Over 27?
Over 27, unmarried, female. What do you call this lady? In China, if women who remain unmarried in their late 20s and 30s, we call them 剩女, which means leftover women.
剩女
which means leftover women.
Let me tell you a little secret. She's not going to change. She's not going to get better. She's going to get worse.
For real, for real.
Not if you marry her, not if you communicate better, not if you're nicer, kinder, more good looking, more respectful, less demanding, more emotionally intelligent. If you are in a dysfunctional or an abusive relationship, let this be your sign. She won't change. You cannot love her into treating you better. She doesn't view you as a person. She views you as a tool, an object, a source of free labor, money, social capital. She'll never change unless something compels her to change. Giving her more of what she wants without any change in behavior is a disincentive for her to do better. She will only change when she is faced with losing something significant, when your relationship ends or is threatened. And even then, she will only create the illusion of change, not real change. She likely won't do the work. Don't give her more in the hopes of improvement. She'll only take more if you do.
Yeah, that's so raw. And it goes hand in hand with age, right? Older woman. You know, you'll think it's all good and then realize, wait a minute. You're the same person that you were yesterday. You're just playing along, going along to get along. So as a man, men have woken up though. Men have woken up and realized these women are saying, I will never change for anybody. And definitely not for men. And men don't want to play them more. Thank y'all for watching. Peace out. See you next video.